Hey guys, welcome back. Today what I'm going to be working on is those burls that I harvested the other day out of the woods. Now let me show you first what I'm after. This is what I'm doing. Taking a burl and carving out the inside and making a cup. They're called noggins. This one I haven't finished, but it's close. I just want to give you an idea of what we're doing. The tools you're going to need for that are really simple. I always have a pair of leather gloves because you never know when you're going to slip off the wood. The gouge, it's sort of like a little hammer gouge. That kind of helps get a lot of that initial meat out of the middle of the cup. This part. So I do all these by hand. Next thing I use is a crooked knife. I got this one handmade off eBay. Pretty sweet tool. I would be lost without this. This is really cool. If you didn't have these tools, you'd have to do it by burning out the middle. I also have my hatchet, and I do use my knife as well. So that's basically it. What you want to do is take a look at the little burl that you got and kind of envision what you're going to be doing with it. Now, you can do this out of any round piece of wood. I am just particular to these burls. Maybe because they're hard to work with, which they definitely are. The thing about burls is you've got grain going in like all different kinds of directions. So you might be in there with your crooked knife and you're peeling away and it's really nice, and then all of a sudden you go to a new spot and it feels like you're going against the grain and you sort of start to gouge out more wood than you'd hoped for. So it can be kind of frustrating. But I don't know. I just like the natural look of the burl cup, and I don't know, there's something special about finding one of these in the woods and knowing that you can turn it into something as opposed to just a piece of wood or a branch. Nothing wrong with that. I just really love the burls. The cool thing about this is, you can see the detail that it was actually a burl. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't finished this yet. It's still pretty deep here, and or not deep enough, I should say. It's not finished, so this is still a work in progress. I just wanted to show you what we're trying to get here. I love these things. I mean, to be able to drink out of your own like wooden cup that you've carved, man, it's cool. So where do you start? That's a good question. This particular burl has got a lot going on. This is green wood, which is definitely what you want to use. Working with dry wood, it's really difficult to carve. So this is a piece that is very fresh, which is going to make the carving a little easier. But I can see there's a lot of stuff going on with this burl. There's a lot of different little indentations and grains going on. So I imagine this is going to be a little tougher. But when you're just kind of sitting around and you're making something that's going to be useful to you, I don't know, it's just really enjoyable and therapeutic. And you're definitely probably going to get some blisters. So the amount of work you do will be probably dictated by your hands and how sore they are. Because it takes some effort to get the wood out of here. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of get started gouging out the middle here, and I'll just give you updates as I go. So right now I'm just trying to gouge out a little bit of the middle. You can't believe how good this smells. Man, it just smells like solid pine pitch. Delicious. I gotta tell you, this thing is sharp. And so at least if I've got these leather gloves on, it's gonna protect me a little if I miss. I don't want to miss. The thing about these burls is once you get at them, you really never know what you're gonna find in terms of what the wood is like. I'm finding out that the outside of this one is dry. And I also discovered I've got some ants in here, up here in this little spot. I'm not going to make their day very happy. Getting her gouged out. Alright, I think I've gone just about as far as I can go with my gouge. And I've come pretty close to hitting this edge here, which is pretty thin. I hope I didn't go too far. So let me show you what it looks like so far. And this inside edge up here where it's dark, that is that crack. So I hope I didn't go too far with this already. But now comes sort of the shaping and the fun part. Is you get to get in here with your crooked knife, which has that beautiful curve in it, and start smoothing out and gouging out the inside. And what it'll do is give you these nice little curls and start smoothing everything out and give you that bowl shape. So I got rid of most of the material. I also have some real dead wood on this side, and I'll be shaving it down so it's got a nice smooth drinking lip like this one does. So we're getting there. But I think I'm close to getting rid of the ants. Yay! So you're constantly adjusting to find which way the grain wants to go. Because as soon as you go against the grain, it just doesn't cut smooth. Alright, the rain is starting to come down. I've been at this for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I think I'm about as far as I can get almost with my crooked knife. Can't really get in there much more. I do have a problem. See the little hole there? Right there. Went all the way through. And then I think that dark spot that you see it there? I think it's this crack. So I may have to get inventive about maybe some pine pitch to plug these holes. From here on out, I'm going to start taking the bark off the back, and I'm also going to take my hatchet and get a spot so this thing will sit flat. So I'm just going to knock in a little flat spot on the bottom of the cup with my hatchet. I'll work on that. And it's just kind of a sanding show from here on out. You just get some sandpaper after you get the bark. And you don't have to take the bark off. I just kind of prefer to take it off. Turns out this piece was a little bit more gone than I had hoped. The middle was pretty green, but the outside is quite dry. So there's definitely spots. But I mean, if you needed a cup, you needed to craft one, this is a pretty cool way to do it. Even with the flaws, I still like it. It's just fun to sit around and carve stuff and just play with wood anyway. So, and let me tell you, you want some fire starter? This stuff is just full of resin. This stuff is going to be awesome, so I'll keep that for sure. Wilderness cup. Just go to your nearest tree and go get one.